What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to my Resplendent review of Marth. The first episode got a lot of love for Resplendent Shida, so I'm going to be continuing this series, and even if you don't have FEH Pass, you can still use these builds, and this gives me a nice opportunity to look at these old units. So in this video I'm going to be analyzing Marth and how Resplendent stats affect him, and I'll be giving you guys some updated builds. So with that said, I hope you guys do enjoy, and let us begin.
I had no idea you'd all enjoy seeing me in ASKR garb.
Marth is a Gen 1 unit with pretty balanced stat spread. He doesn't really have any kind of super boon either, so Resplendent stats can help him soak shields and shrine debuffs for his allies that he's going to be supporting, and the Resplendent stats can basically bring him up to speed compared to other Sword Infantry versions of Marth, until you realize that Legendary Marth and Mini Marth have way better weapon that are really amazing offensively, and also have 2-turn cooldown specials that scale off on Marth's speed. And original Marth doesn't really have any of those. He's stuck with a weapon that is largely outclassed as a support weapon, and it doesn't really do anything for him offensively. His own descendant, Brave Lucina, completely outclasses Marth and his Falchion Weapon Refine, because with Gear Skugul she can boost up all stats of an ally by 3 and also provide the Drive Breath effect. Her weapon is also effective on dragon units just like Marth, but she's just so much better as a support unit, and basically one of the best support units in the entire game. Brave Lucina does appear on banners quite a lot because of the weekly revivals. She's a Choose Your Legends unit, so many people have picked her as a free unit, but she is a 5-star locked unit, so even if you compare him to a 3-star 4-star support unit, he still loses, because here we have male Corrin with the Yado Weapon Refine. Yado provides you with +4 to all of your stats to the supported ally, and Yado also gives Corrin extra stats which are really good to his performance as a unit, and also helps him soak shields and shrine debuffs. Now one advantage that Marth has got is that he doesn't really need to ally support with the unit to provide them the support, unlike Corrin, and he can provide the support to any kind of unit unlike Brave Lucina, but that's basically it. But as for the support that he provides, it's largely outclassed because it's not really enough in today's times and just holds up really poorly as a support weapon. And we have so many units that can provide these kinds of drive buffs to their allies. Seteth is an example with that Acid Spear, and that also benefits him as well as a unit. So the main thing which Marth has got going right now is that he can be a pretty nice shield soaker and a shrine debuff soaker. The reason why it's really important is because Marth as a support unit is not really going to be engaging in combat as much compared to the units that he's supporting. So taking all of the debuffs on himself basically frees up your tank unit of any kind of penalties, which is really good for their performance. And here, as you could see, he does a pretty decent job compared to male Corrin, but the thing is that Corrin is a lord and he's a very popular Gen 1 character as well, so his Resplendent version is about as inevitable as Thanos. So once he gets that Resplendent version, he's gonna be a much better shield soaker and debuff soaker, and even though Marth can kind of compete with the vanilla Corrin when it comes to soaking, Corrin still has just much better support at the end of the day. So as a support unit, Marth really pales in comparison to all of the other competition, and he doesn't really hold up all that well with this kind of outdated weapon refine, to be honest. And they're just better Dragon Slayers honestly right now when it comes to Dragon Slaying as it is. But still, the extra attack is always going to be appreciated on a unit like him who does have effective damage, and there's really not many reasons I could list if you want to build up Marth in this day and age in 2020, because there's not really many unique things that he can do, and Sword Infantry is a very brutal competitive class type. I do have a plus in Marth, so it's really unfortunate that he does get outclassed as a support unit as well as a combat unit, but he can be a good unit for Arena Assault for just providing you with support and some dragon slaying. Having said that, because you get a copy of Marth with FEH Pass, and even if you just built him up with +1 merge, he can be a pretty nice Arena Assault unit. You could run a budget build like this with Fury and have Renewal. So Renewal is also present in its Falchion, and you could basically have really nice consistent healing, which can offset the Fury damage, and basically run double drives as a Sacred Seal and Slot C. In Arena Assault, you could also use Triangle Adept. It is still not to be underestimated and can definitely help you with the green dragons and a lot of green threats in general, and Axebreaker can also help you just double them pretty easily and prevent their doubles. And double drive attack can just help your allies hit harder. And Norn does have reposition and speed defense links, so that could also be sacrificed to Marth if you want to have a link skill on him. And now we move on to some of the premium builds. So for a premium support build, you basically want to run a dual rally skill, a ruse skill, and a joint drive skill. Joint drive skill isn't necessarily needed, but it does help Marth himself. So any kind of drive skill can also be used if you don't have joint drive skill available. And a feint sacred seal can definitely be pretty nice, or just a drive sacred seal. Marth does have balanced stat line, so that could be pretty helpful in running a tank build with a damage reduction skill. Resplendent stats definitely help with that, and the fact that he can have 15 dragon flowers can definitely make him pretty viable with a damage reduction skill. So in my opinion, you should definitely go for a plus speed IV, especially if you're going for a plus 10 Marth. On lower merges, the IVs don't really matter too much, but you could go with plus attack just to hit harder. But on high investment, I would always recommend plus speed IV because you just have more versatility, and speed is really a lot nowadays, especially with these really fast units. So you could run a distant counter build with him. If you want to use him as a tank, then I would say that you should go with the speed refine on Falchion. The healing is nice with Falchion, so that is at least nice, but you could, just let go of that in favor of Carrot Cudgel, which in my opinion is just a better weapon for a tank, and it's definitely worth running over Falchion if you want to do that. So he could definitely run a build like that with Kestrel Stance as the new Sacred Shield that we have got. And if you don't want to run him with distant counter, then a tier 4 stance skill is going to be perfect for him, because the guard effect is really nice, and it does give him a lot of speed for the damage reduction, and also gives him with nice attack. He can also be used in some competitive modes. In Arena, you could of course use him with R Dual Infantry. I still use my Marth in Arena at times with R Dual Infantry, so he can be used in Arena as well, but unfortunately dual skills are pretty outclassed right now, so it is going to be for you if you don't really care about Arena too much. But if you're really competitive with Arena, then Marth is definitely not going to be the pick as your score bot, because he can only score 750 with the dual skill. In Arena, you definitely want to use a ruse skill and a double rally skill, and joint drive is not really required for the scoring, but again, it's really nice for helping Marth and his allies. In either raids, he can also be used as a support unit. Now, as I said, there are other support units which just outclass him, but still, if you really want to use Marth and you really like him, then you could definitely build him up. Fury 4 is really nice for soaking all of the chills and shrine debuffs for your main tank unit, and even Pulse Attack can be used with his HP to get rid of the special charges of the enemies, so that is going to be really good. And he can actually be used as a tank himself in the Astra season. He does have a pretty nice matchup against Thrasier being a red unit, and he can definitely run a damage reduction build or even run null follow-up on his slot B. And Kestrel Stance is really good, and Carrot Cudgel is a very nice weapon. So overall, if you don't want to run Falchion, then Carrot Cudgel is going to be his best weapon to use if you want to use him in combat, in my opinion. And the balanced stat spread really favors this kind of tank build with damage reduction skill and distant counter. And now here I have a bonus segment of what if his weapon refine was better. So Falchion is really outdated as a weapon refine, sadly, and I thought if we had an updated version and if I was in control, how would I make it? So this is basically going to be my theory craft, and I would just have him be a better support unit and have the drive buffs which he gives basically be a joint drive so that it can benefit him as well. That would just make him a better unit, honestly, with this Falchion weapon refine. Let me know what you think about my theory craft in the comments. Do you like it or not? And I hope you guys did enjoy this unit review. I want to thank all of my YouTube members for their constant support. It really means a lot. And if you enjoyed, then please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It helps me tremendously. And be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as Falchion weapon refine to other support weapons. So that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.